Folks, welcome back to the Academy. Thank you very much for joining me. My name's Warren Bennett, and in this video I'm going to give you an exercise that can improve all aspects of your golf swing. Now, I can't guarantee you're going to be able to swing it like this guy, or this guy in these photos here. But if you do this exercise correctly, it can improve your ball striking, it can give you more power and more distance, and more importantly, it can give you more consistency. Now, this exercise is for indoors and outdoors. I'm going to start indoors. I'm going to get set up and I'll see you in a bit. Welcome to one of my favourite exercises, everyone. This is called the wall drill. It's one of my favourites because it can help any standard of golfer, from the beginner through to the professional, as well as when you're doing this exercise, it can improve different aspects of your golf swing all at the same time. And more importantly, it can help this golf club and put this golf club in the position so it can make golf much easier. And who doesn't want that? I certainly do. So let's get going. Right, so it's called the wall drill because you need a wall behind you of some sort. Now, we're lucky here in the Academy. We've got the indoor curtain. So I'll show you what we need to do. So we've got the wall behind us. If you can step away from the wall, so let's say that's maybe 6 to 10 inches away. The further away from the wall you go, the harder this exercise is. So at the start, I would recommend just taking maybe a 10-inch step away from the wall behind you. So take your normal setup. Golf ball. Take your normal setup. Now, miss the wall behind you in your backswing. Now, this is a great one because what you don't want to do, you don't want to start cheating and taking your hands too far away from the wall there, so you can just miss the wall. And it's a great one for the golfer who drags the club too far inside. So the secret to this is to bring your hands straight, and then you need to miss the wall behind you with your club going back. So it's going to improve your hinging of the golf club. So take the club straight back, don't take it outside and cheat. Take it straight back, hinge up, so you can see kind of halfway back the club's pretty vertical. Okay, that's our backswing. Now the main focus of this exercise is the transition. So when you transition down, I want you to drop the club head onto the wall behind you. And that's why the further away you are from the wall, the harder this bit's going to be. So to make life easier on yourself, I would stand a little bit closer, especially the guys that swing over the top. So drop the club behind you in the transition. Now, you're not really doing a lot with your body this time, you're just dropping the club onto that wall and dragging it down. Now, you can move your body a little bit, but what I would recommend is just to feel this club dropping down. Be very light with your arms, no tension. Remember, if you're tense, you're going to come away from the wall too much. Let me just show you that again. Backswing. Now you can actually take your hands slightly inside, and that's going to make it harder for you to hinge. So if you want to work on your backswing part, take the club and your hands on the inside, so you're feeling like the club's going towards your right knee and thigh, and you're going to really have to hinge it hard. Brilliant for your backswing. Continue coiling up, transition down. So you can see what I'm doing with my wrist. I'm just kind of re-rotating my wrist so that I can feel the club dropping on. Now let's drop it down as far as I can. Now I can feel my right elbow into my side, the club's still on me. Now when you come to hit a golf ball, you won't be in this position because the forces of the club at speed will want to get it thrown out. So what you're doing here, you're practicing just waiting for the club to drop and your arms to drop in front of you. So you can see now, if you're suffering from the over the top position, you're now more in this classic position you see a lot of professionals at. This is going to give you the power. Because if you're this way, you're probably early extension and you are losing power. Right, I'm going to do this with a golf ball in front of me here, to give you make it a bit more real life. Miss it on the way back, drop it down. You can see that's really hard to do, but I'm really having to wait for it. So my instinct tells me I want to go with my body, but I'm waiting for it as much as I can. Now from here, there's two different release patterns. Now if you're a hooker of the golf ball, the feeling is for you to do it a little bit more with your body and open a bit more from your body from here. Because if you're hooking the ball, you're probably quite static with your body. Backswing, drop down, so you're shallowing off and creating this nice flat look coming down. Remember, if you're hooking the ball, now you can turn your body and you're a little bit more open, and that's going to help you with that, to straighten that hook out. If you're slicing, you're going to do the opposite. So you're going to do the same transition move. I can feel my right elbow on my side. Now you're going to keep pretty static with the body, and you're just going to let your arms and hands release. So you can see my hands and arms are coming out here. Show you that again. Hands straight back, hinge up, drop on the curtain or the wall, wait for it, wait for as far as I can. Now come down and through and release. Let's try and blend all that up in one go. I'm going to step slightly further away this time to make it a little bit harder. Now the further I go that way, the easier the backswing is, because I can flatten it out a little bit to miss. I'm still going to feel as aggressive with the hinge as I possibly can. So you can see the club's pretty vertical. Now I'm dropping. Release. This is the indoor bit. Drop on the ball. Release. Very light. There's no tension in my hands and arms. My body just waiting for the club. Release. Now from here, I'm not trying to hit it hard with my body. I'm just allowing the club and my arms to swing through. Now if you've got a brick wall behind you, I recommend to not swing it with the head, because it's going to affect the golf club. Number one, it's going to damage your golf club, and it's going to damage the wall. So I would turn the club around, grip it with the head side, and you're going to swing the grip now. So you can now do practice swings at home. It's just going to drop this club onto the brick wall and then release. Remember, release isn't just with your hands and arms if you're a hooker of the ball. If you're a hooker of the ball, you want to be turning your body. If you're a slicer of the ball, you want to be just releasing your hands from this position here. Let me show you slow motion. So I'm not really doing a lot with my body. You can see my body's still aiming this way, and I'm just letting my hands and arms just pass me and roll. Okay, that's the indoor version. You can't go along playing golf with a wall behind you all day. Let me show you what it looks like with some golf balls. Hands back straight, hinge up. As you can see how vertical the club is. Drop, slow motion down. I'm trying to keep the club on that imaginary wall. Drop and release. Now I didn't hit that very well. It's not about that. It's about you trying to layer these new feelings into your golf swing. Make it a little bit quicker for this one. I'm not going to pause as much. I'm going to take it back straight, hinge up, drop, wait for it, swing through. That felt a little bit better. And do a couple of practice swings, which I really recommend. Let's do one rehearsal. Imagine that wall's behind me. Oh, wow. Drop and release. For you slicers of the golf ball, now for you hookers of the golf ball, or I would say you low handicappers to professionals, you want to feel the opposite, open. Okay, let's just do a standard one. A little bit quicker, so I'm going to take it back straight, hinge up, drop, through. I think it's easier when you speed it up a little bit. Quite difficult to swing it so slow motion, but you're trying to layer a feeling into your normal golf swing. Okay, I'm going to take those feelings and I'm going to layer it onto a normal pace swing. I'm going to feel it nice and light with everything. Hinge it up. Now, I don't know what that looked like, but it felt like the club was dropping under me. Better. So like I said, the quicker you go, the more fluid you'll make your golf swing. The easier this drill is, but you've got to start small and you've got to start slow, I mean. Because if you start 100 miles an hour, or what you feel like is your normal pace golf swing, it's very hard to implement any changes or give yourself the feelings that you require to layer some improvements on top of your golf swing. Number one is the drill pace. very slow. Remember, that one isn't about results, it's about feelings. This one a little bit quicker. Felt a bit better. And now, normal pace. Folks, I don't say this just flippantly. This is one of the best exercises that you can do because it can give you the feelings that you can take out on the golf course. It's not an exercise that you can do and when you stand on the first tee, you've kind of lost it. So this is a beautiful exercise for any standard. I would say it falls a little bit more into the category of the people who come over the top because you're practicing the club dropping a little bit more. But it is for everyone. And you will really sense a feeling of more improvement of strike because you're getting the club in a position where it can do the work for you, and that's what golf's all about. And this is what we teach here at the academy: is a kind of a less is more. The club's doing more, you're doing less. And think about what I said in the video about different speeds. It's really beneficial to maybe slow down a little bit. That doesn't mean that is your golf course speed. That's just your practice routine speed. And I'd really encourage you to do practice swings as well on the golf course. You don't want to be standing there all day doing hundreds of practice swings, but maybe one or two before each shot, or each full shot anyway. I think, what was it, Gary Player said practice makes perfect, but I would say perfect practice makes perfect. So if you can practice a little bit smarter, hopefully you'll see the results out in the golf course. Okay folks, until next time, stay well, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.